What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Half Chrome. This is something that's pretty interesting coming out of MJX. This is the Bugs 20. I don't know if there were 19 other versions. I'm pretty sure there weren't, but this is the one you want to know about. It has EIS, or Electronic Image Stabilization. That's right. This camera is stabilized electronically, which means it's going to take out some of the shakes and the jitters from your video. And that's big because a lot of these drones in this price range, and this is about $200, $210, they don't have that capability. So you get pictures and videos that are really shaky and jumpy and hard to use. This is a lot better. Plus, it's 4K, it has GPS, so it has a bunch of pretty interesting features. Stick around and we'll learn more about this Bugs 20. All right, so first let me just say this thing is impressive. I really like this drone, and I'm not sure if I would choose this or the Beast Pro when it comes to stabilization that has an actual 2-axis gimbal, but you know, I really think the camera on this is pretty darn good. I might actually choose this. There are some things that I really like about this, and MJX has done a nice job of building inexpensive drones for beginners for quite some time. Their apps are intuitive and they just kind of work better than most of the competitors, and that's true for this Bugs 20. Now, it's a 4K camera and it's pretty nice, but don't think that just because it's 4K that it's going to be better than something like the Mavic Mini. It isn't, right? It is a nice camera, it's a good camera, and it's actually better than most things in this price range. Now you can shoot 4K at 30 frames a second, or you can shoot 1080 at 60 frames a second. You have both of those options. Now this camera is adjustable, so you can adjust it 90 degrees. It's also on some isolation mount, so it does a nice job of kind of taking out some of those vibrations here. Plus, there's that image stabilization. Now, it's not working like a gimbal. When you turn the drone, you're going to see that. When you yaw the drone hard, you're going to see that. But those little jitters and those little shakes and vibrations that you're going to get flying any drone, it will take most of those out. So it's pretty darn nice. I think it's comparable to a lot of really nice cell phone image stabilizations. It's not quite on par with something like the Bebop or the Breeze, and it isn't going to compete with a DJI gimbal. But for this price range, it's one of the best you can get. Now it has some sensors on the bottom. We've got some LED lights and a camera down here. So it's optical flow, and it actually does really pretty darn good. Better than most things in this price range. If you're not sensing a pattern here, this is a really good drone for the value. Now it's not a light drone. It's not a foldable drone. It's about 540 grams. It does not fold. The props do not fold. So that, that's kind of annoying. I actually think it's kind of boxy and ugly, but whatever. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What I don't like is that I can't just put it back in the box for easy transportation. I have to take these propellers off. Kind of a minor little ding, but not a big deal. Other things you're going to want to know, they claim a 22-minute flight time. I got under 20 minutes of flight. You're going to get one battery with this. I'm sure you can opt for a second. I found this thing to be a little bit slow. They say 40 kilometers an hour. That's what, like 24, 25 miles an hour. I'd be surprised if it actually got that fast. But really the stability on this thing is pretty fantastic. The GPS, the optical flow, they do a really nice job. So kudos to MJX there. They claim a range of about 600 meters. Now that's your radio range. Your Wi-Fi range is going to cut out a little bit sooner. But actually, this is, again, one of the better in terms of Wi-Fi range. Now we had this thing out about 300 meters, 200 meters, no problem. No interference, no cutting out. We were at a park and it flew really well. But where you fly and how you fly will definitely impact that, as well as your flight time. All right, so let's take a closer look at some of this footage. Now, you do have some different modes with this. It does, of course, have return to home. It's fairly accurate, but listen, it's not pinpoint. There is an orbit or a point of interest where it will circle the target, and it does a nice job of that. It does also have a follow me mode where it'll basically follow the GPS on your phone, or it'll follow the remote that is connected to your phone. And it does have some waypoints. Again, I don't suggest using waypoints on a drone like this, but some people like to do that. Now, these are brushless motors, so that's awesome. Definitely want brushless motors compared to brush motors. Brushless are more efficient, more powerful, and they just last longer as well. The images are stored on the SD card of the drone, and that just is right above the camera. Overall, I really like this drone. It's an excellent beginner drone. So if you were looking for something to start with, you don't want to break the bank. It's fairly rigid, so I think it's going to handle light crashes and things like that. Again, MJX makes a good quality product, and this is absolutely on par with that. Now, I don't know exactly how this thing will handle over time because I've only had it a couple of weeks, but it is a good drone. It's a good flyer. So far, I give it a thumbs up. So if you're looking for something to get started with, the MJX Bugs 20 is definitely a solid option. Hey, hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give us a thumbs up. If you have questions that we didn't answer, throw them down in the comments below and we'll get to that as soon as we can. If you haven't already checked us out on halfchrome.com, make sure you do so. Hey, good luck and happy flying.